Okay, so welcome to Tactics and Touchlines. Today we are having a discussion about the EPL preview. There are some two big games happening this weekend in the EPL. And I think as a football fan, even if you are supporting any of these teams, you are willing to see what will happen in this game. On this show, we are going to give you a breakdown, predictions, what our predictions will be on this game. And also we'll go tactically, how both teams will set up and who has the highest chance of winning both fixtures. Tottenham Hotspurs, Man United, into other games happening, the Chelseas, the Arsenals, the other teams also playing this weekend, so that we'll go deeper, give you analysis, so that when you are going on to mynbet.africa to bet, you would have in-depth analysis on which fixtures you should bet on and which options would help you win. Remember, mynbet.africa sponsors this show. So go onto the description, click the link, and also register. When you are done registering, at 12:30 kickoff stream, look onto the screen. You will see the process for you to be able to activate your 10 Ghana cedis free bet. And going into this weekend's prediction, you can win amazing with my bet of campaigns. Welcome, Raf, onto today's EPL preview on Tactics and Touchlines. Let's go into the fixtures coming up this weekend. First fixture will be Tottenham versus Man United 11:30. Everton, Fulham at 3. West Ham, Burnley at 3. Sunderland, Arsenal at 5:30. Chelsea, Wolves at 8. Liverpool. I want us to start with the Tottenham Hotspurs against Man United. Let's look at some of the insights in this game. Tottenham Hotspurs have scored 7 goals in their last 5 matches. Tottenham Hotspurs hasn't lost to Man United in their 7 last meetings. That is 5 wins and also 2 draws. On the Man United side, they are on good form with 11 goals in 5 games. And Bruno Fernandes has been the player with the most big chances for Man United and win 3. Cunha has averaged 1.5 shots on target for Man United going into this game. Raf, let's look at this game from the Tottenham Hotspur side. They've been on and off, drew against Monaco 0-0, a 3-0 win against Everton, a 2-0 loss against Newcastle, a 1-0 loss against Chelsea, and in the Champions League, a 4-0 win against Copenhagen. Do you think Thomas Frank hasn't been able to get hold of this Tottenham team? Because after the Chelsea game in the last Premier League fixture, we saw some of the players walking past him. There were media reports that he's losing the dressing room. Do you think it will play a big factor going into the season?
Ben, thank you very much. Yeah, what I would like to say is that Thomas Frank, as I said earlier in our previous videos, that at Brentford, he was working with a very small budget, if I should put it that way. And then he had players that he could personally control. All right, he was the main man in charge at Brentford. But here likes the case whereby he's the Tottenham Hotspur, where he has some big names in there. The Christian Romeros, the Pedro Poros. These guys are big boys who have been, not big as in big, but they have been with some managers and then they have some kind of ego around them. Now, Thomas Frank is basically trying to let them lay low and go according to how he wants them to go, like how he wants them to play. But the boys want to express themselves. At Brentford, you can see clearly that his fingerprints were clearly on the way Brentford were playing. They go long, they kick hard, they were very strong in tackles. But these boys, they are very, very, they have the skill set. You know, they have the flair, they have the skill set. They want to play. Kudus Mohammed, sometimes you see him playing, he wants to, do some ball jugglings and other things. But Thomas Frank will not allow you to do that. He's a direct kind of manager who wants you to do the direct thing. So on the side of him losing the dressing room, I'm not sure. I mean, he's losing the dressing room, but that he has restricted the players from playing how they wanted to play. Right? Players like Richarlison, they want to play in a certain way, but the manager has restricted them. Right? And then with his performance, it has been on and off. It has been very inconsistent. He has not gotten hold of how he wants his team to play. He doesn't know if he should do the Brentford style or he should play. He should entertain his fans. That is the mix-up now. But I believe going forward, he's going to find his way, and then Tottenham are going to do. He's a very good manager.
Okay, so Prince, I want us to look at from the Man United side, Ruben Amorim. Recently, Ronaldo made a comment that Ruben Amorim cannot work magic with this Man United squad. He was indirectly trying to say that the squad is not that depth or quality enough to win something for Man United. Looking at this comment, Ruben Amorim came back and was like, they should forget about what Ronaldo said, and he believes that with this squad, he can do magic with them. Do you think with the whole scenario of Sir Jim Ratcliffe saying that Ruben Amorim has 3 years and he will fulfill that 3 years with Man United has taken a lot of pressure from him. And in Man United recent 5 games, what do you think he has been able to do to this setup now? At least they are grinding results.
With what Ronaldo said, I think it's kind of disrespect because you're no longer part of this team, and for you to sit behind the wall and pass such a comment is derogatory, and it doesn't speak well of such an experienced player like you, a caliber like you, who has seen it all and won it all. And to Amorim, I think he's getting some few things right. The media has been bashing him before he started his winning streak. His 3-game win streak in the media was on his neck. I remember there was this game. I think after he won the 3rd game, he clearly told the media that they should keep the same energy. They should keep the same energy. Whilst he was losing the energy, they were bashing him. They should still keep the same energy. So I feel like he maybe probably tweaked something in there that was able to suit the players and their position. So he just keep on doing what is best for him, what to make the team successful, what the players will understand and play along with. And at the end of the day, he's the one going to enjoy, because I remember some weeks ago the wife came out saying that her husband doesn't sleep, the husband always thinks and all that. That is Ruben Amorim. The wife will wake up at midnight and see the Ruben Amorim, his husband, still awake thinking about the team and all that. So I believe if he has changed something and it's working for him, you should stick with it. Earlier on, we were complaining about Bruno playing deep, and I don't know if he has changed things with Bruno now that is also contributing his quota in there to make the team gel and put in enough effort. And Casemiro is playing so well. Honestly, I need to big up Casemiro. Casemiro is playing so well, and I think I read an article somewhere where Amorim was telling the owners that he wants to keep Casemiro for a few more seasons, so if they can extend his contract in there. So honestly, I personally believe Amorim is doing something that is helping the team. So they just keep up with that. At the end of the day, the credits, he enjoy most of it, and the fans also keep hailing him. So he should keep up with what he's doing.
Okay, so let's go into the statistics and also the tactics in this game. And looking at this game, Tottenham Spurs has kept 4 clean sheets in their last 6 meetings with Man United. Man United, anytime they are on an away game and they get to score first, they don't get to win that particular game. And out of 4, they've won just 1, lost 1, and also drew 2. So going into the game, Ralph, I want us to look at tactically. How should Thomas Frank set up his team to be able to get the best out of the likes of Mohamed Kudus, Richarlison, Kolomwani, Xavi Simons, to be able to dominate at the London Stadium against Man United? Because the London Stadium has now become the worst place for Tottenham Spurs to play. When you are rating in the league, they are on 19th position with home form. So what can they do in this game to bring back that joy, that factor at the London Stadium?
Yeah, Ben. What Tottenham has to do right now is that they have to play according to their own style. Man United will come. Man United are not going to sit back because Ruben Amorim wants to do something very, very great for the club, and I'm not sure they are going to sit back and defend. Ben, aside the winnings, teams also want to entertain their fans. They also want to make their fans very happy, and I'm not sure the likes of Kudus Mohamed, the likes of Randall Kolomwani, the likes of Richarlison, the likes of the Xavi Simons are players who would like to drop deep and be defending so deep. That is a problem Thomas Frank is having at Tottenham Hotspur now. These guys are experienced players who want to play at the top level. They want to express themselves. They want to play according to how Thomas Frank should allow them to go and play their game. And both teams are not too convincing. But then at the London Stadium, as a Ghanaian, I want Kudus Mohamed to prove a point. These are big games that if he, as a Ghanaian, is able to make a statement, his name goes very high. These are Man United. for example, Kudus Mohammed scores a hat-trick against Man United, it's going to make the headline. So from the Ghanaian, I'll be a Ghanaian bias and say that Kudus Mohammed should up his game against Chelsea. He had a very good game, but he met a very solid Chelsea team. He nearly scored, but he wasn't able. But against United, he should go all out. United are very capable of conceding, same as Tottenham Hotspur. So he should line up. The same team is going. Pedro Porro will be there. But this boy has benched Destiny Udogie, the English boy, the Spence, very good player. He has benched Destiny. The midfielders, of course, Pape Matesa and the guys will be there, Joao Pania and the rest. So Kudus Mohammed and the rest, they should do their best, and then I feel they are going to get a goal. But if they lose guard, United can also get a goal in that game as well.
Okay, so looking at this game, what scoreline do you think would be our fans or people watching this show should expect? And what betting option do you think is the best bet on this game?
There are going to be more goals in that game.
Okay.
There are going to be more goals in that game, and I see this game ending in a 2-2 draw.
A 2-2 draw. So if someone is going on my bet of Africa, both teams to score over 2.5, likely to play in this particular fixture. Prince, let's look on the Man United side. Ruben Amorim had a good run against Nottingham Forest. It was a big test for him because he's meeting a defensive side who will sit back and try to hit Man United on the counter. We saw Nottingham Forest getting 2 early goals in the second half, and after that, they just dropped back. Do you think Ruben Amorim gets to play with teams and enjoy when the teams are attacking more? And how can they best get the best out of this Nottingham Forest team?
I think Amorim might. I just have that feeling that he might win this game against Tottenham. I just have that feeling that he might. There are times. I think a few times whenever he meets the big guys, that's where he tries to prove a point. Last season like this, he did a similar thing when he met City. He scored City. I think he met Liverpool and did the same thing or something like that. So he personally, I like him for that. So I'll tip him a bit. I'll tip him a little bit with the inconsistency from Thomas Frank and Tottenham. Fine, they are playing at the London Stadium. They are home. They are going to want to cheer the home fans up and want to win it for the fans. But Amorim might deploy a strategy that will surprise Thomas Frank and his Tottenham setup, and he might pull a win over there. I see a 2-1 win for United, or even a 3-1 win for United.
Okay, so if our viewers are going on to my bet with Africa, they should look at Man United scoring 2 goals, winning the game, and also the team to score, and also over 2.5. With these options you've given us, that is where my bet with Africa comes in with their bet builder option. As Raf said, he's looking at Tottenham maybe winning or drawing the game, but goals coming in the game. So my bet with Africa's bet builder option, you get a chance to now bet on Tottenham win or draw, both teams scoring over 2.5 in the game, and your all to be very huge. As Prince also said, Man United he's tipping Man United to win. So United win, both teams to score, and over 2.5 with my bet builder option. Get a chance to also win amazing with them. I want us to look at some of the Saturday fixtures coming up. We'll pick 1-1 each. Ralph, I want us to start with West Ham against Burnley. West Ham got their first win last week against Newcastle, and they were very happy about it. And Nuno Espirito Santo, anytime he moves to a new club, he did it with Nottingham Forest, and he has done the same thing with West Ham. Anytime he meets Newcastle, he gets his first win. Do you think it's a booster for him going into the Burnley game? And what's the prediction for this game?
Yeah, Ben. Yes. It's a very big fixture for Nuno Espirito Santo. He's coming up against a Burnley side who are also well prepared. One of the big things that this newly promoted side wants to do is that they avoid relegation. Ben, if you can't remember, before the season started, I told you that any team that wants to beat the relegation drop must be able to be very solid defensively. And clearly you can see that the likes of Sunderland, they are doing great. I mean, I watched them against Chelsea and I was so happy. Even before they played against Chelsea, you saw glimpses. When Klopp was at Liverpool, they asked him, aside the Liverpool player, is there any other player I really admire? He said he likes Jarrod Bowen. That is a fine winger. So I believe with Jarrod Bowen sending in crosses into the box, the Thomas Sussex and the other guys, Lucas Paqueta and the rest, can also create some magic. So I see that game. If Sondax is able to hold Burnley for the first half and they don't get a goal, second half they start in about 70 minutes, they don't get a goal, then I can see Burnley picking points from that game. Because whoever wins scores first in that game is going to win the game. And I cannot be very emphatic and say that either Burnley or West Ham will win because both teams are not on that top level. But whoever scores first is going to get the 3 points in that game.
Okay, as you said, whoever scores first is going to get the 3 points in that game. Prince, I want us to look at Everton against Fulham. Everton have been blowing hot and cold. They lost their first game at the Hill Dickinson against Tottenham. Now Fulham is also visiting them. Another difficult customer in Fulham. Do you think this fixture can be a game for Everton that they can now renew their winnings at the Hill Dickinson Sports Stadium, or Fulham would come in and be a difficult customer for them?
I think this game is going to be a difficult game for Everton. I think they lost their last game against Tottenham. Okay, all right. I thought it was West Ham. Okay, so Everton against Fulham. Everton is playing home against Fulham. This game, I don't know. Grealish started this season well with Everton with the assist and all, and even took the player of the month for his first time in his career. And they were playing so well. I don't know, but it might be a win or draw for Everton in this game. Fulham might want to come to also prove a point in the bat. Let me just give it to Everton this time. I think they might do something right in there.
Okay. So, Rav, I want us to look at the Chelsea-Wolverhampton game. And Chelsea, they've met this season in the EFL. We saw how that fixture went, a 3-4 win for Chelsea. So now going into this game, do you think Maresca has something to do in this game to be able to secure that win for Chelsea, or Wolf would be a difficult customer for them as they did in the EFL Cup?
Oh man, this game there is a sure win for Chelsea. After Chelsea's win against Tottenham Hotspur, I mean they are going to build upon that confidence. Unfortunately, drew against Karabakh, which was a bad one per Chelsea standard currently. World Club Championship winners. I mean, you lost to Sunderland. You know, I don't want to say Chelsea is also blowing hot and cold, but they have to. It's a straight win for Chelsea because Wolves have sacked their manager. There's a new manager on board. He's trying to get things together. The Chelsea game came too early for him. He's meeting a very big boy too early. So I see Chelsea beating them by 3 goals or maybe 2-0.
Okay, so we are looking at Chelsea winning and also scoring a lot of goals in this game.
Yeah.
Prince, let's look at this fixture between Sunderland against Arsenal. Granit Xhaka welcoming the Arsenal to the Stadium of Light. And I think they've been the whole fixture has been about Xhaka.
Sorry, the Sunderland game,
yes.
The Oracle spoke this evening. The Oracle spoke this evening. Ben, I'll not say it, but 10 minutes to the game, I'll tell you something.
Okay. But our viewers would like to know, should they place their bet on Sunderland?
Hey, Ben, you know they should wait. I'll tell them.
Okay, we'll tell them as the show goes on. So, Prince,
they are still talking
Sunderland
to me.
are welcoming Arsenal. Now, Arsenal have set the record for the most clean sheets. The record they set in 1903, they've been able to equal it. And it will take this game to now beat that record in 1903 against a difficult opponent in Sunderland. Do you think Arteta can set up his team to keep a clean sheet against Sunderland? Or this will be the game Arsenal may concede in this fixture?
I think for now, when we are talking about Arsenal, we're only talking about you don't just talk about even just clean sheet, but shot on target as well, because there are games in there that teams find it difficult to even play shot on target. I think this is going to be an emotional game, especially for Xhaka and some of the Arsenal fans, because this guy has spent a larger part of his footballing career with Arsenal. I think he spent around 7 years playing for Arsenal, and this is going to be an emotional game for him, especially, and meeting some of his old friends in the how he's going to vibe with them and all that. And I believe players get to that instance where they have to play for the badge. We saw a similar thing with Eze when we met Crystal Palace. He actually was the one who scored the only goal in that game. But this was a player that played some even some games for Crystal Palace this season. So he just moved to Arsenal and he scored against his former club, and it has to do with emotions. It has to do with playing for the badge and all that. But this game is going to be a tough game, especially for both. I think both sides, because this Sunderland team is not a team you should just go in and make it look like they're a weaker side or they're a cheap side. They will come out to play. They will really come out to play, and that's where Arsenal will take advantage and want to beat them and want to go hard on them. But for the conceding, I don't think Arsenal might concede in this game, because usually when Arsenal scores a goal or two, the game has already ended. So it's either Sunderland want to try and score early, but if Arsenal get to score the first goal, I think it's done. It's done. So I just wish they can get a shot on target in there.
Okay, as you said, you just wish they can get the shot on target. So what do you think the score prediction will be? And also, if our viewers are going on to mybet.africa, what option should they pick for this particular game?
I think a 2-0 win for Arsenal. It's a sure bet.
Okay, a 2-0 win for Arsenal. So if you're watching this show, go on to the comment section. Let us know what you think about these fixtures that are happening on Saturday. What you think about them. Man United against Tottenham at the London Sports Stadium. What will be the scoreline? And also Arsenal against Sunderland. That are the two highlights for Saturday. Let us know in the comment section your predictions for this particular game. Thank you all for joining us on Tactics and Touchlines for the Saturday EPL preview. We will come back and give you more in-depth on what to expect on Sunday's game. Thank you.
Thank you.